Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through His only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called "Speak Nothing Malicious of the Deceased. Only the good is to be said of him." Let me say it again, man. Speak nothing malicious of the deceased. Only the good is to be said of him, man. And in this word, what I want to talk about is how when people are alive, no one really has anything to say, or if it's anything malicious that's on their heart to say to a person while they living, they won't do it. But a lot of people find it very convenient to speak malicious when a particular individual is dead and gone, you see. And when you look at in the past, we'll just name a few names, like with Michael Jackson. When he was alive, he went through the allegations of molesting, kids and whatnot. And he was able to overcome that, while he was alive. But as soon as he died, you had those like Oprah Winfrey came out with the Neverland documentary. You see, that was very malicious because this man couldn't speak for himself, and it was blatantly done, knowing that he couldn't speak for himself, man. For some reason, I don't know why people get thrills, they chills and thrills off of this type of behavior, man. Just like also most recently with Kobe Bryant. The first thing that, people started talking about was the fact that you had the news reporter that made reference to him being a rapist and whatnot, or his the so-called rape case in Colorado. Now, when he was alive, no one cared to bring that up. But as soon as he died, you had that happen. And then you had Gayle King ask Lisa Leslie, making reference to Kobe Bryant's rape case. Now, anybody that followed that case knew that the case was thrown out. Okay, it was dismissed because everybody knew that this man didn't rape this girl, and not only that, the case was dismissed, man. So he was never, he was never, found guilty of that. He was exonerated from that, to being totally honest. So why would you bring up something like that once he's deceased? Why would you bring up a blemish in his life that he overcame? And it's not just with celebrities. You got family members, you got friends, you got all type of people that speak nothing but malice of the deceased, when you really should just be speaking good things of them. Never speak ill of the dead. You've heard that before. And another way of saying it, or another way to understand never speaking ill of the dead, is speaking ill of the dead would be immoral or objectionable, especially when you say malicious or defamatory things about someone who has passed away. And Michael Jackson, the most recent Kobe Bryant, and a lot of others, people have said malicious or defamatory things about them once they passed away. Cold-blooded, right? What you see on the screen is a funeral concession, and there's someone in that casket that have passed away. And you got people that see this man or woman in this casket that have passed away, and they would take a lot of energy to speak malicious or defamatory things about this person. You see, once he dies, it's over. Whatever his scandals were, whatever it was that he had going on while he was alive on earth, once he died, it's over with. It's over. It's done. It's nothing else to talk about. It's done, man. You ever heard the saying, give people their flowers while they're alive? You know, that's what we really should be doing, man, when we speak good of people and pay homage and appreciate people for who they are. You know, you give them their flowers while they're alive. It's very disrespectful to give them their flowers when they're in the coffin, when they're in the grave, when they're in the casket. It's too late then. It don't matter. As a matter of fact, it's a sign of disrespect to give them their flowers while they gone, because they won't be able to enjoy them, man. They don't even know they're there. You see? In the same token, man, from a negative perspective, I should say, like when a person is talking down and reckless about the dead, that's equivalent to someone taking a shit in a deceased toilet and not flushing it, man. Or let's just say it this way. Let's say it this way. Like I said before, you've heard the saying, give people their flowers while they're alive. That's, appreciating a person and honoring them and showing your appreciation for a person while they here is a good way of saying give people their flowers. But like I said, it's disrespectful to give them their flowers when they gone. And just in the same token, from a negative perspective, because giving somebody their flowers would be a positive situation. But on the flip side, from a negative perspective, talking down and reckless about the dead is equivalent to taking a shit in someone's toilet and not flushing it, man. It's disrespectful. It's dishonorable. Excuse my French too, man. What's the name of the lesson, man? Speak nothing malicious of the deceased. Only the good is to be said of him. And the first scripture we're going to come out, man, with is Sirach, chapter 8, verse 7 in the Apocrypha. It says, rejoice not over thy greatest enemy being dead, but remember that we die all. That's a cold-blooded scripture, man, because it's telling you right out the gate, man, do not experience joy, do not experience gladness, do not experience pleasure over thy greatest enemy being dead, man. Yeah. And part of that, rejoicing. A part of that, it says rejoice not. But you got a lot of people that rejoice, that experience joy, that experience gladness, that experience pleasure when their greatest enemy dies, man. It says, but remember that we die all, man. Cold-blooded, right? Yeah, man. I mean, it's like I said, even Charles Barkley, man. I just heard, I think the other day that he said Kobe Bryant wasn't a hero. Anybody that's a basketball fan know that Kobe Bryant was considered, according to the public, not only a legend, but of course he was a hero. He was a person. He was a person that people looked up to, man. Just like Nipsey Hussle, he was considered a legend, according to the hood, and Charles Barkley to speak in a negative connotated way, as if he had a distaste for Kobe Bryant. It's like, dude, he's deceased. He's gone, man. The best thing you can do is say something good about this man, or don't say nothing. You understand what I'm saying? In Proverbs 31:8, it says, open thy mouth for the dumb in the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction, man. The key word, it says, open thy mouth for the dumb. Who would be the dumb? The dumb would be those that are destitute of the power of speech. The dumb would be those that's incapacity to speak, those that are mute, those that are silent. Now, wouldn't the deceased fall up under the dumb? Yeah, the deceased. So when we go back to Proverbs 31 and 8, instead of saying dumb, we're going to say deceased. It says, open thy mouth for the deceased, and the cause of all such are appointed to destruction. Obviously, deceased are already dealing with destruction. They are already dealing with ruin. They're no longer here. They have perished, man. So we have to open our mouths for those that can't speak for themselves, for those that's incapacity to speak, those that's mute, those that's silent. And the deceased are mute and silent. The deceased are those destitute of the power of speech. They can't speak for themselves, man. So when a person speak ill of the dead, they understand that the deceased can't speak back to them. The deceased can't speak for themselves. Because all these people that's speaking malicious things are deceased, when these people were alive, they would never even spew the madness out of their mouth that they do, man. You see? In Proverbs 24 and 17, man, it says, rejoice not when thy enemy falleth, and let not thy heart be glad when he stumble, man. Rejoice not when thy enemy falleth, when thy enemy suffer from adversity, from calamities, affliction, falleth even to death, man. You are to rejoice not, man. It says, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumble, when he has a blunder, when he fails, when he errs to slide into a crime. You see? It's cold-blooded, man. I mean, it's plain and clear what we got dealing with today. I mean, it's a lot of people that have malicious intent when it comes to the deceased. There's people, when these people are alive, the best thing you can do is give them their flowers while they're alive. You know, you don't be disrespectful and give them their flowers after they die. And in the same token, man, when you talking down and reckless about the dead, it's equivalent to you taking a shit in someone's toilet and not flushing it. Just imagine that. You go over somebody's house, man. You don't even ask to use the bathroom. You go in a house, you take a dump, and then you don't even flush it. And you blatantly don't flush it. That's very disrespectful. That's very dishonorable, man. And that's the same way symbolic to someone speaking malice of the deceased, man. When the good is to be said of him or her, man. Yeah, man. I hope you sincere, brothers and sisters, man. It was edified by this word, and we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out, man. Shalom.